Hello and welcome back to Jack Knives Reviews. I'm of course your host, Jack Knives, and welcome to Jack-O-Ween, Flesh and Soul. I figure we should start with something new that deals in the horrors of the flesh. With The Substance. Elizabeth Sparkle, star of a popular TV aerobics show, is fired on her 50th birthday, and also gets in a car accident after seeing her billboard get taken down. While in the hospital, she's given an opportunity to try a new experimental serum that would split her into two versions of herself, one young and one old, both requiring to siphon and interchange one another on a constant basis. But as time goes on, fame becomes the true overwhelming drug, with horrifying side effects from The Substance. This is only the second film by Carolyn Fergeet. And considering the last film she made, Revenge, I actually had pretty good expectations going in, as Revenge was a really good torture horror film. This was very different than what I was expecting, but I did highly enjoy it because it tried doing something somewhat different. Demi Moore stars in this alongside Margaret Qualley, and Margaret Qualley I've never actually seen before, but she did a great job playing off of the character of Moore's older actress who's not in her prime anymore and trying to figure out her way in the world. Ironically, similar and parallel to The Person, and it did really play off of that whole feeling and that vibe of testing your limits and seeing what you can do with this new experimental thing. And the horror went from actually gross and disturbing to a little overboard as it got along, but not too overboard. I did really enjoy the prosthetics and the makeup effects were really done well in a way that didn't seem too overblown, but I think they could have done a little bit more with them too. It was very much a movie about self-image, self-reflection, dealing with the concept of age in a world or a field that you're constantly judged in. She is a aging model in a world of the young. Dennis Quaid is in it also as this creepy, maniacal villain guy. I just can't stand Dennis Quaid, to be honest, so I was like, eh. I mainly wanted to see it because I wanted to see the body horror. I wanted to see the horror. I wanted to see what brought it. And I was pretty much satisfied with what I got. I didn't necessarily think it was the best, but for what it was, I enjoyed it for trying something different. It wasn't trying to replicate anything, and I love that it took the concept of body horror to a modern day conclusion from a feministic perspective, but not being overplayed. You could easily have just done something about, a girl becoming evil because of her hormones or because of pregnancy or because of such and such, which to be honest has been done to death in the deep indie horror circuit. But this one was more about accepting who you are and the consequences of you trying to constantly alter your image, which is constantly prevalent not only in the real world, but is extremely prevalent in fields like fashion, modeling, acting, and pretty much anything that involves you constantly being in the spotlight. You're never going to be as good as you were, you're never going to be as young as you want to be, and you're never going to look how perfect you feel you should be. And the movie deals with that, but not in a heavy-handed way, in a way that feels like a person grasping at straws. And for that, I think it's worth watching, not only for the effects, but also for Demi Moore's incredible acting in the movie. Come back next time as we look at a film that deals with the horrors of the soul, here on Jack-O-Ween.